All right, so we're gonna continue from the point that we left off. Um, so that was, if I recall correctly, um, one of the characters got sent to the hospital. The other one, the other group, killed Robert, and then one second. I don't know what's going on.
So if I understand this correctly, it's like near the Channel Islands.
All right. So one of them was sent to the hospital. Robert got killed, and then the rest of the group was planning to possibly break into an army base to somehow manage to figure out a plan to go stop possibly what you thought based on Evan's comments that Cthulhu was possibly going to be, um, I don't know, brought into the world. But ultimately, what you do know is that you have to stop um, Father Dagon and Mother Hydra, since you guys were nice enough to summon them.
Mm.
Yeah, you guys did that one. So, who
Hey
else?
guys.
Who goes there?
So,
You wasting the good rolls.
Okay, Evan. All right. So, what's the plan? What's the plan? What's the plan?
So am I there?
Yep, you sure are. You got hired with the rest of the group. You made it all the way through the craziness of Atlantis, and you were one of the guys that were on the submarine as part of the crew that Robert hired. Um, Unfortunately, neither John DeLuck or Robert Johnson made it. Robert was ultimately trying to convince everybody that, let's see who that was, that Albert was the cause of the issue. Mainly because he didn't have anyone else to blame, considering that Melissa drowned in Florida and got buried by a tsunami. so, so yeah, Dan managed to kill him.
I mean, I don't even kill him. He shot himself. Like,
Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah, I heard.
yeah.
He tried to kill Dan, but shot himself in the leg. That was
I don't even have to do anything.
yeah. So,
You were there. I'm kidding.
so yeah, unfortunately, he's not there anymore. It's only the people that you get to see in the game right now in there. And let me see, where did I make the continuation? Okay. So-
For some reason, when I look at my character sheet, it looks like most of the skills are missing for some reason.
You have to go into edit
Into
mode, and there's an eye. You're gonna see an eye.
So
Right.
you can see it when you're not in edit mode.
Where's the eye?
Go into
Next to
edit
all
mode
the
and look at
items.
every single skill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Alright. Alright, and I have to turn those on.
Also, they kind of rearranged some of the skills too.
Yeah, Roll20
So
was
that's
nice
gonna be
enough
fun.
to again change things around without being asked to. And they didn't go ahead and say, hey, you know what? Let me give you the chance to hide them if you want them. No, they just went ahead and hit them and said, let me give you the chance to continue looking at them if you want to.
Oh, it looks like I didn't roll improvement last time. Or else, yeah, because occult, I guess I succeeded in and I didn't ever roll to improve it. Which is weird. I could have actually, let me scroll up. I could have sworn that I did roll my improvements.
I have yet to survive a game with a character that gets to do that.
Oh, I heard. That was sad. You lost 2 characters in one session.
Oh yeah, so I did try to roll improvement and I just forgot to unclick the thing. Okay.
Part of it is knowing which things to like take hierarchy on what to improve first.
You always want to start with a lot of dodge. That's probably the most
Yeah.
important one.
All right, so I don't know if you heard what I said, Evan, but pretty much you guys are still over there in the area where the airplane crashed,
Oh, Cthulhu.
and yeah, Kufu's there too. Excuse me. And you guys are deliberating as to what the plan will be. Remember that you had an idea to possibly go ahead and go into the base that is nearby and try to, I don't know, talk to somebody or maybe, I don't know, do something over there.
I think we went there and we discovered that the base was abandoned.
Well, yeah, the base was abandoned. Yeah, that's true. Everything got all the people got washed out during the tsunami.
Yeah, so
At that point, you will. Okay, so let's continue from that point. Then. So you guys will be at the base, and you guys will notice that Kimberly's character will be a survivor over there, and she wouldn't necessarily know at this point, who else to reach out to. You would have survived the tsunami. So you will see this group, and also the rest of you will see that there's a gentleman that it's walking towards you, guys. So he gets to you and he says, "Oh my goodness, what just happened? What happened to everyone? What is going on in this country right now?"
To me?
No, to everyone, out loud. He just says that.
Oh.
I fear that the society of man is in peril of crumbling utterly. The danger is even worse than the general public seems to realize. For the threat represented by that island off the coast is not merely one of geological disaster, but something far more sinister.
Oh my goodness, he says, well, let me introduce myself. My name is Matt Johnson. I am an occultist, and I had a shop over here for the longest times. I I've seen signs of things, but I never thought that something like this could potentially happen. At least not during my lifetime.
What happened? I thought that we just had the big earthquake. I was up in the air flying, and there was a huge wave. Wasn't it the San Andreas fault going?
No! The island of Relay has surfaced off the coast of California. The nightmare corpse city, demon of the Dark Lord Cthulhu, has risen from the depths.
I don't know. I was here during the earthquake of 1912. This didn't seem that bad.
Good God, man, don't you understand? The very soul of humanity is in peril.
Who are you, and do you need a Valium?
I fear, my dear, that there is no amount of drugs that could lend succor to one with the terrible knowledge that I have gained.
And Matt,
Wait, did somebody say they had Valium?
and at that point,
It is-
Matt interjects and he's like, "Look, my name is Matt Johnson. I just found the group after trying to locate somebody alive, and I have to say that after being an occultist and reading many books for so long, I have to agree with and I'm sorry, sir. What is your name again? He asked you, Evan.
Fosterly. Desmond Fosterly.
I have to agree
Once I
with
was a
what
professor of the
Mr.
occult.
what Mr. Fosterly is saying. It is very much likely that something really bad is happening. I don't necessarily can say that I am pretty sure that the exact details of what he's mentioning are happening, but I can say that it seems to be that way. I do have I do have potentially a map in my shop where we might be able to find at the very least a way to get to that island, if of course that is the correct island and if the map is also correct.
Hmm.
Sorry, I meant 1906. Earthquake in 1906.
We will just need to get to my shop in order to retrieve it.
And where is your shop?
My shop is just in town, about 20 minutes from
Oh,
here.
I just realized that I was muted the whole time.
Oh, you okay. I was wondering why it's so quiet.
Well, I've been saying so much. I was muted. It doesn't matter. Basically, I'm like terrified of going to the island, but we have no choice, etc., etc. Is what I was saying.
I'm not sure how you plan on getting to the island. There's the tsunami that wiped everything out. All the boats are gone. As the airfield is gone. All I have is, I mean, I have my plane, but that won't carry very many.
I fear that even an army of men could do very little against the horrors that dwell in the depths beneath that island. But we must find a way, lest man be dragged down into the depths for all time.
Couldn't we just find some driftwood and make a raft?
Well, why, Matt says, why do we need to make a raft when we possibly have the means to get to the island as long as we can locate the map that I have in my shop?
Wait, the map is going to show us a way to like get to the island without a boat.
Yeah.
How
You
does
mean
that
like
work?
Atlanta, like Alcatraz underground caves?
Well, I do have a map in a book that has always showed the location of underneath the earth caverns that lead supposedly to the island where mighty Cthulhu is meant to be summoned.
Well, like if the island was at the bottom of the ocean, because like Relay's at the bottom of the, or like the city is supposed to be at the bottom of the ocean, and now it's risen to the surface, then wouldn't that have like caused all of the caves and everything to like shift and no longer? Oh, who left? Oh, Khufu.
Goofy, he probably crashed.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, wouldn't the map now be useless since like the topography will have shifted?
Well, no, because the map will only work during the time that the island is appear. We cannot
I
access
see.
the island when it's underwater.
So it is not so much a physical map as it is an occultic artifact.
Possibly.
Show a path to the island when the stars are right.
Possibly. I don't really know.
see.
All I know is that it shows the location of a cavern. For the longest time, I never believed it. I thought it was just folklore, science fiction stories.
I assure you, my good man, the tales of Relay are horrifyingly true. I learned that all too well 21 years ago.
All right. Well, let's go to my shop then.
Well, we can walk that way and see if her shop is still there, if it survived the tsunami.
You guys start walking, and well, he starts walking. Hopefully, you guys follow him, and eventually, after
So it's like this. Is the city like in ruins then?
yes,
Okay.
city is
Like, is
completely in
everybody-
ruins.
like,
Everything
are we
got
seeing
washed
any
up. You see
survivors?
piles of cars, piles of dead horses here and there. Things broken into buildings, water, everything's wet. With salt water, you can smell salt water everywhere. And as you walk by, you see the destruction that it has caused. You see dead people everywhere, people impaled, people with limbs cut off, different accidents, people trapped on their cars. So finally, after walking for 20 minutes, you get to the shop. The shop has an entrance that is kind of indented in the building. So nothing really has happened to it. It seems completely dry, like it seems in shape. So he opens the door. He says, "Okay, this is my shop." And he walks in. He's like, "All right, I gotta find the book. Give me just a second." And he just starts looking.
I start looking through the shop.
Same.
And he's
Yeah,
like,
I wanna
"Okay,
Use
I found it."
do I see? Oh wait, I failed. Never mind.
I found it. He says, "Here it is." What are you looking for, Kim?
Anything shiny and sparkly.
No, you just see different statues and things that he's got going on. I mean, it's an occultist, but no, nothing too crazy.
Do I? Can I roll a cult and see if I recognize any of them, or like if I recognize anything noteworthy about the shop? And I failed. Never mind.
So no necklaces or jewelry or anything.
No. So he says, "Okay, here's a map." And he opens a map. He's like, "Look, based on this map, there is a cave about 20 minutes down south that goes underground and connects to that island." And you can see on the map there's the same seal from the medallion that John Dulac had, and that it was also in Atlantis. So the map is there. I mean, the map has the seal. So, what do you guys say? Are we going?
I fear we have no choice.
All right.
Attempt to make such preparations as are possible for an expedition such as this.
Okay. Well, then let's head on.
Are we gonna like? Is there anything we can do to prepare? Like,
Whatever you
try
want to
get any
do.
supplies?
I mean, it's up to you.
Well, I mean, normally I would suggest that we get dynamite and climbing supplies. But
Well,
I mean,
I don't think
if
at this
it's-
point you're gonna find anywhere to buy it.
yeah.
Might be
Do you have
upstairs.
anything in your shop that will be helpful?
Well, I got a bunch of books. Have a couple statues.
Do you have any artifacts that might prove useful, that might lend some degree of protection against the potential
Actually, let's see if
danger?
he's got any spell books or anything.
Yeah, or like, do you have any like,
Yeah,
like
some
any
of that.
magic items? Any like, I don't know, like magic, like charms or anything that would help us against magic stuff?
It's like no, I don't necessarily have anything like that. My shop is very very light. I think this is the most
Doesn't matter.
occult stuff type stuff that I ever had. I used to sell some sleeping drugs, but that was only I didn't make it. I used to order it.
So he's got like a map, like a magical map that shows you where you get into relay.
Well,
But he
because
doesn't
I have
have-
this book, he says, and the book says the Book of Relay.
Okay. Alright. Well, at least we have that.
All right, let's go. Then you guys walk for about 30 minutes. And you actually see that there's no cavern. However, you do see a sewage opening.
Oh, yay.
So
Sewer adventure.
So Matt says, well, I guess it makes sense that it wouldn't be a cave now. Now in modern times, God only knows how old this book was. It's like, so he opens the sewer cover. He just grabs it with one hand and just pulls it up and opens it. He's like, all right, let's head in. Ladies first.
Ladies
Big
first.
strong
and
men go first.
fucking sewer.
Well, I want to be sure that everybody's safe right now. Here, you take the map and go in.
Come
Who's
on, ladies,
best
let's
at
go
reading
to
the
the fucking
map?
sewer.
So what?
I have good navigate if that helps.
All right. Well, then you definitely should go first.
Okay.
Dang, that's pretty good actually.
She's a pilot.
Oh, well, cool.
You were talking about possibly getting an airplane or something to go over there, so I'm like, I'll make a pilot.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, and instead we've got fucking,
And instead we're going underground. Great.
we've got sewer adventure.
I'll be dead in 5 seconds again.
All right.
Yeah.
So,
Hopefully navigate will help out a lot.
all right. So you finally get down the sewers, and you notice that on the side of the sewers there's this door that it has the seal of Cthulhu, and the door is now open. And do you guys walk through it?
After you, sir. Pointing at Desmond.
Alright, let me see. Do I even have a flashlight? I don't have a flashlight.
Would one of you gentlemen be so good as to lend me a flashlight?
Don't you have a lighter?
No, this guy doesn't smoke.
Oh.
This guy's just a heavy alcoholic.
I don't have a torch, but I do have a desiccated heart, if that's at all useful.
Yeah, my character
Afraid not,
should have a lighter, but I just didn't write that in my possessions.
All right. Well, I think we can just follow the lights from the electrical system.
Okay.
I just
Alright,
don't
well,
know
I'll be
exactly how far down they're gonna go, but I guess we'll find out. And when you open the door, I mean when you cross through the door, you see there's a set of stairs that go down, and the you see that there's there's bulbs that are on as you continue down until the bulbs stop and they become torches. And once you arrive to the area where the torch is, you notice that the stairs continue going down, and then suddenly the torches just light up on their own. They go like, phew! Everybody roll sanity.
Okay. Ah! Wait.
Even roll a 1d2. Everybody
Can we
else
take
takes a deep breath, and you're like, "Whoa, what was that?"
So, can we take one of these torches?
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Yes, you
I'll take a
may.
torch.
So it's
Yeah.
a D2 if you pass, and what is it if you fail sanity?
No. D2 if you fail.
Oh, okay.
So,
If you pass, nothing.
right, if you pass, you pass.
Mhm.
So, you guys continue heading down, and eventually you get to an open area where the catacombs are. And in this catacomb, you notice that after following a little tunnel, you get to a main area, and this area has got openings, different openings that seem to be going to different places. And Matt's just looking at the map, trying to figure it out where to go. It's like, this gets really complicated. Not speaking alien, it's kind of hard. But I think we should go that way. This is the way that it seems to be going.
Can I try to help him using my navigate?
Yeah.
Yay!
All right.
I hope
And you're
that helps.
and you're like, yeah, it seems that this is the way. So you guys continue on. Finally, when you cross the gate, you feel. Go ahead and roll power.
Oh, okay.
Okay, those of you that roll power, you feel that you crossed almost to another dimension, to put it somehow, by crossing one of those entrances. You just notice that things are just not the same as they were before. Something tells you that.
What noxious fumes are in this
Um,
cave? I think I felt something.
So in
Sorry,
that
I'm reading the
area,
map. What did you say?
you notice that there is there's a huge circle on the ground. Go ahead and roll spot hidden and see what you find. Okay. So by rolling spot hidden, you managed to find an amulet. You managed to find a book. And go ahead and roll. Actually, and that's it. You don't get to roll again. All right. So, do you look at the book?
I look at the amulet.
Okay, the amulet is the same amulet that Joan the Lock had, only that a much larger version, almost as big as your head.
Is it like strung on a necklace, this kind of thing?
Nope. This one is just more like a plate type thing, flat. Go ahead and roll spy hidden again. Kim?
Nope.
No. Okay. Anyone else roll spy hidden?
Sure.
All right. Dan, you notice an opening in the middle of the circle on the ground that could fit that circle plate thing.
Clearly there's an opening where to jump into.
Here,
When-
I hand it over.
When you open the book, you notice that the book is in a completely different language. The book will be in Latin written, and as you try to read it, you can't really make sense of it, but you see on the drawings, the book's got drawings nicely. Seems to be good for little children that may want to do any rituals. And you see that there's a group of people that hold hands by standing on the edge of the circle. And then by holding hands, you see an image of the medallion just shining. And then you see an image of the island getting cracked in half. And on the next image, there's an image of mighty Cthulhu getting trapped inside of a cage.
Okay, sounds savage.
So, what do you guys want to do?
I'm not entirely sure.
Can you repeat what you said? Sorry. So,
Well, I did say that in the book, you guys cannot really understand what the book says, but there are images it representing the circle on the ground with the medallion in the middle of the circle and a group of people holding hands standing on the edge of the circle. And while standing on the edge of the circle, like on a circle, the circle seems to be lighting up along with the amulet, and then you see that the island of Riley is on another image getting cracked in half, and also you see on another image how mighty Cthulhu is sleeping inside of a cage.
so I guess we just go ahead and recreate this picture.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back. We've discovered a ritual of some sort.
Yep.
So the guy that had the shop, do you think this is a good idea? I mean, was this what we're supposed to do, or is this a trick, or
I'm sorry, are you asking
the shop owner
Matt?
guy? Yeah.
Matt seems to not be anywhere at this time.
He disappeared.
Yep.
And I failed my occult roll. For an occult professional, I sure do suck at occult-related things.
Does anybody
No,
know
it's just you keep encountering things you've never encountered before.
that?
I fear that even with all my years of research, I have no insight into what's before us. But if we don't act soon, then all will be lost. I fear we have no choice but to act, to press on.
Yeah, no,
Well,
my only
we
skill is
saw Matt
geology.
left.
Do you want to know something about the cave? I don't know that. That's what I can do.
Yeah, what? Did anybody... I don't know. Like, it's weird that he just disappeared.
Kind of, yes.
Are there other openings, other tunnels? And do we still have the book with the map?
There are some tunnels, yes. And you do have the map. You
Does it
don't
seem
have the
like this
book.
was-
You just have the map.
Okay. And does it seem like this is where we are now? Is that where the map was taking us, or are we supposed to go further on?
Yeah,
according
that
to the
is
map?
that is an area where the map was taking you.
Like, looks like we're at our destination. I don't know what happened to Matt. Do you want to search for him?
I suppose we should. Where could he have gone to?
So what?
Where could he have gone to?
He could have abandoned us because he secretly was evil, or he could have had some sort of magic bullshit happen to him. I don't know. One seems as likely as the other.
Mm,
He's the one that wanted to come down here. It's just weird.
Yeah.
I mean, to begin with, it was kind of weird to get a fucking book from the case of this,
Would it be that
and then
we're-
just found us somehow.
Would it be that we're playing right into the hands of some malevolent force? May well be that they want us to perform this ritual. But
Perhaps just releases them from the cage.
despite the risks, I fear that we have no choice. It's almost as if we were a car in a train affixed to a track, forced to press ever onwards.
Where did you come up with
I'll
this
be right
shit?
back.
Genuinely, where?
Anyway, yeah, I think we should do it. I don't really see it.
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
probably
that,
should.
yeah, that or we could like try to explore the caves, but I have a feeling that's going to go nowhere.
Yeah, worst comes to worst without me.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to try, I mean, Kim has navigation skills, but I mean, I don't know that there's necessarily anywhere for us to go through the caves.
I mean, it's a cave, right? So my geology,
Yeah,
you know,
we could try
in
that. if you want.
caves. I know stuff about 600 plates, all that kind of shit.
Of course, on the other hand, we are apparently in some other dimension, possibly. So I mean,
Possibly.
there's no telling that the cave will like conform to any sort of like laws of nature. I mean, like it might be that we go through the cave and then find ourselves coming back into the room forever, or maybe the cave is like infinite or something. And whatever happens, we'll probably run into some sort of Cthulhu monsters. I don't know. It's whatever. What do you guys think?
I mean, we should probably search one, can't we?
Alright.
If we search, we might find something more useful.
Okay. Yeah.
When did we recognize him? God.
Where is he? If we don't take action,
All right, I'm
we'll
back.
lose.
All right. So, what's the plan, fellas and lady?
I mean, I'll go along with whatever the consensus is. I just know from my point of view, I was up in my airplane. There was a tidal wave, a tsunami. I came back down. Everybody, I mean, everything seems normal. It's all in recovery mode. We only have Desmond's word that there's something occult going on.
Desmond's and Mother. I believe Desmond.
Yeah. I mean, you went to Atlantis. Well, I mean, I guess we both went to Atlantis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't.
You did. No. But, oh yeah. Also, there's I almost forgot. There's like a Cthulhu monster rampaging across like the continental United States. I totally forgot about that. Yeah, like Dagon
Yeah.
apparently is like walking across the United States, and the military is trying to fight it.
Well, yeah, Dagon and Hydra right now are in Riley.
Oh, I thought they like walked across the U.S. at one point. And, like, the
Yes, they
military
did. They
was-
crossed it by running and jumping. They didn't necessarily stay to fight for too long. They were just,
But, like the
moving fast.
military, like people. I mean, I guess like the world, like it's kind of a shambles because like both coasts got this like hit by the biggest tsunamis ever. But I mean, do people know about that? Like, do people know
Yes.
that happened? Okay.
Yes, it's a very national issue right now.
Okay, so there's at least some reason to believe my crazy stories about the supernatural. It's like giant
Okay.
Godzilla monsters are rampaging around.
Yep.
All right, I'm on board with you then.
As you should be. He speaks only truth.
All right. So then, what's the consensus?
What was the consensus again?
Well,
We should probably
whether you
explore
do,
favorite.
whether you try to recreate what's on the book or not.
We're looking for the other person, I thought.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah.
Actually, what did you want to do? Did you want to do the ritual or did you want to search the cave?
I
So-
wanted to look for Matt because he just disappeared. It was all his idea to come down here, and then he just up and disappeared. So either he got scared and ran away, or he suckered us into it, or he's lost, or something.
Okay, well, it sounds like the majority want to look for Matt then. I
Yeah,
think
it's
I
not
was
like
the
looking
only
for
one.
that's going to stop us from doing the ritual.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll spot hidden. All right. You see tracks. There are tracks that lead out the way you came. However, once you get to the entrance, you cannot cross. There's something stopping you from crossing. Some sort of force field.
Well,
Hmm.
this is weird.
Whoa.
What
Yeah,
foul
there's-
contraption is this?
He just left us down here.
Yep. I don't know why we trusted this random guy.
Watson, you fiend!
That was his name, right? It was like Matt Watson or something like that? Or,
It
no,
was
it Matt Johnson?
Matt
Johnson.
Johnson.
Johnson, you fiend!
I think we should just go through this.
Here we have no choice.
I mean, how else are we gonna get out?
Well, that's a very good
All
question.
right, let's do it.
All right, so you guys get to the circle. Everybody, go ahead and roll. You know, you guys hold hands. You stand in place, and go ahead and all roll your power.
Hold on. We don't roll up out.
Very well, very well. Now, each one of you roll a 1d. Hold on. Yeah, a 1d5. you feel that once you start doing the spell, a very bright light starts shining from the medallion, and it expands everywhere. And there's a very strong wind that just starts spinning around the area. It gets to spin so fast that it's not necessarily moving, but it's almost hurting you. Almost if it's just blades that are just spinning around you. And when you roll, I think I'm missing a roll. Am I not? Yeah, I'm missing Evans.
I rolled power, I think.
No. You got to roll a 1d5.
Oh, my bad.
All right. So Evan, I'm gonna go with you first. I want you to roll a 1d2 real quick.
Uh-oh.
All right. The wind is so strong that you get your right hand cut off by the wind.
Oh, wow.
Sorry, what?
Yes.
Oh.
At the same time, let me see what else you guys rolled. We're gonna leave the. We're gonna go with Jake
Fuck,
first.
you're going to be a pirate for all games.
Jake, roll a 1d2.
Okay. 1d2. No! Oh.
Your right arm gets cut off, like clean cut off.
Are we all losing our arms now? Like, what the fuck?
Now,
Oh.
Kim and Dan, I am sorry to tell you, but you two are dead. The wind just cuts your head off completely clean.
Oh, shit.
Oh. Okay.
That was quick.
At that point in time, the
Sorry, Kim.
at that point in time, the spell just stops, and you see that the blood all goes towards the center to the medallion, and you almost feel a sense of relief now because the medallion gets cracked in half, and you can tell that Cthulhu is definitely not necessarily going to be risen at this time. However, the island is very much still there, and Dagon and Hydra are still ramping around. That didn't stop them. Let me see. I want you guys to do the remaining investigators to do roll spot hidden.
Evan, if you survive, make sure to loot my corpse.
All right, spot hidden. Hard success and regular success. All right, Evan. Let me see what I'm gonna have you roll. 1, 2. Give me a second. Hold on, because I have a link for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Roll a 1d15, please, Evan. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6. All right, and roll a. Actually, no. You find this book. I'm gonna put it in Discord. Boom. Jake, 1d15, please.
1d15.
1.
I don't know if that's good or bad.
All right, and go ahead and roll. 1, 2. Roll 1d3. All right, you find this. I'm going to Discord. And roll again another 1d15, please.
Okay.
12. All right. Just a moment. Okay. 1, 2, 3. All right. All right. And this is the last thing you guys find. So you find those 3 books.
Make sure to grab the book off my corpse, Candice.
Okay, I do that.
Yeah, get that.
Don't we need to like stabilize ourselves since like my hand is cut off?
Yes,
and
you
my arm
will
is cut off?
definitely need to. You will definitely need to roll first aid. And you will also find a crystal that is there in the same book that you found over there to use with the circle. Also has a spell in there, well, or an enchantment, I guess, that can be used in the island to sink the island down.
You stab me in my hand stump.
Somebody crashed.
Yeah!
I screamed.
So Jake
Can
was
I
trying to do
spend
first aid,
counteract that
and
crit?
Jake is trying to do first aid, and as he tries to do first aid with, hold on, you lost an arm, Jake. So as you try to do first aid, you kind of lean against the wall to try to push with the other arm, and there was a rock, a point of a rock just pointing out, and you stabbed yourself on the hole that now you have where you're missing your arm, causing you to get hurt, and you take a 1d, let's say 1d3 from the rock. You also would have taken a 1d6 from missing from getting your arm chopped off.
How much damage do I take?
I would say a 1d4 for losing your hand.
Okay.
Damn, the rock hurt me more than missing an arm.
It's a really
I
sharp
won't
rifle,
argue.
can I say?
Yeah,
So,
it's a Lego.
so what's next?
Wow.
I would say that you probably need to get some first aid if you don't want to bleed to death.
Try first aid again and get another 100.
Do I get to roll again?
No.
Do I need,
Same.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I could use like 41 luck, make it a success. We're probably gonna die anyway, so we might as well just do that.
I
Alright.
mean, can I spend? I was gonna ask if I could spend to counteract the crit.
If you can spend to what?
Counteract the 100, like lower it down to 90 or something.
No, whether you buy the roll or you don't. So you will need 70 points. If you want to spend 70
I'll
points,
spend 70 points.
if you want to spend 70 points, then that's fine. If you don't want to spend 70 points, then no, you cannot. And technically, those 70 points are to provide Evan with first aid.
Honestly, I think it'd be easier to wait for another time to try first aid and then spend the luck then. That is just way too much.
I don't think I could agree anymore, but it's up to you.
Yeah, I'd be better off trying to do first aid again and then spending luck.
Aren't you gonna die though? Or oh well, I guess you were rolling it on me and I was rolling it on you. So I don't know. Do you think I should spend luck?
Either of you can. I mean, it's up to you.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think we're gonna die anyway, so it doesn't really matter if we run completely out of luck. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and spend 41 luck to make my first aid a success on him.
Okay.
How much health did you say I lost already?
A 1d4.
1d4. All right.
Fine. I'll spend the luck.
Okay.
It was a success.
So you both manage to stop the bleeding on your missing limbs and to be able to keep the pain under somewhat of control. And so what's the plan? Are you you guys gotta get to the island now somehow.
So, I mean, can we see how to get to the island?
Well, there's two ways. You can continue following that map that you have, or you can go back to the surface and see if you can recruit more help. It's up to you. I mean, at this point in time, if you continue on, you're more than welcome to do so. But I mean, ultimately, I can probably allow you to meet the investigators at some point. Maybe they were trapped there, or we can figure out a way that you can reunite with them. But it's up to you the way you want to do it. Whether you can go back to the surface and try to travel, or you can continue on through the caverns, see if you can make it to the island.
Hmm.
By the way, Dan and Kim, what characters are you guys gonna use next?
I believe it's the deal of choosing for Sir Philip Lyons to make his return.
Sir Philip. Oh, the Tin Man.
Yes.
Tin Man.
His glorious return.
I have Elise.
Please, okay. God, this character didn't last you at all, Kim, huh?
None of them do. Have I for record?
Yes,
We
yes, you
reckon we've been
have.
having like just the worst luck possible.
Damn.
Although everybody's had a character that died the same session.
Yeah, but you should have seen her rolls last week.
I know, I saw.
Hey, I had good rolls tonight, and I'm still dead. I think I only failed one roll.
That's all it takes.
Unfortunately, yes.
All right. So, are you guys going back to the surface, or are you going to continue throughout the catacombs?
What do you think? I mean, I was kind of assuming that we would continue, but I mean, if you want to go up to the surface, that's fine. Or actually, are we able to go up to the surface? Because I thought that
You can
we
try.
weren't. All right, let's try.
Like, did you guys look at the corpse yet? Done.
I
Yeah.
did.
Yes, you
Yeah.
got the book that teaches you the dragon spell.
All right,
Yeah.
you try to
Can I
go
come
back
back
to the
and-
surface, and you definitely can now. That force field seems to be gone.
Okay, I wanna.
Alright.
Is it okay if I take the book?
Yeah, it's fine.
You
Alright.
need to read it for like a week or something. But you,
All right, so you go up, back up to the surface. What are you gonna do up there?
Well, look for people.
All right, so you see that out of the out of the rubble everywhere, you know, people are starting slowly to come out, and you notice that there's a guy wearing a full set of armor with a broadsword, helping this this lady try to stand up.
Oi!
For the
Tin
love
Man,
of-
Dorothy!
Dorothy.
oh, this is me being introduced.
You there! You must help us! Please, you must help us!
Oh, hello, Foster. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Were you talking to Evan?
What's your guy's name again? What's your guy's name again? Dan? Wait, was I muted
Oh,
again?
Yeah, you were muted again.
Is it really you? I can't believe how fortunate I am to meet you in this dismal place. My companions have perished, and I've lost my hand. Without your assistance, I fear that our mission will go uncompleted.
Don't
Wait,
worry,
who
got
knows
just
this
the right
in-
time. Full plate mail.
You know Sir Lancelot over here.
It's Sir Philip Lyons. Oh, I think you'll find. Here's my writ of knighthood.
What the heck? I thought this was a...
Well,
So, did you fight in the Opium Wars?
oh man.
Well, the first one, but yeah, sure.
All right, fellas. So what's the plan?
I don't know what's the plan, but
We need
so we've
help.
got the tunnel. Oh shit, our aviators did, so planes aren't an option.
What is it gonna be? How are you guys going to get to the island, if that's where you're going, or maybe you're just gonna let
There's
it?
the caves, there's boats.
I think we ruled out boats last time. So,
Mm.
I don't think there's boats still.
You don't have a pilot anymore.
I'm not sure what we do.
Yeah,
There's the
I
tunnels,
have-
that's something. Yeah.
We just take the tunnel again. I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure we unlocked it, so we could go through the tunnel up to the island.
Did you get the map off her dead body?
We'd have to run across the dead body anyways to get to that part of the tunnel. So we could do that. I'm pretty sure we thought of taking the map too.
Okay, not that I know this, but are you, have you told us the story? Like what happened?
Well, I'm not saying all of it, just like we got injured, we need help. We need to get to the island so we can stop all this chaos.
Well,
I'm just gonna go
I'm
ahead and tell
thinking-
them. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I'm thinking you folks should probably head back to that guy's shop and say, "What the heck? He just ditched you down there? That's rude."
I'm sure he could be this shop still.
Let's go
Didn't
back to
go.
the shop.
Yeah, let's do that. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell Zanaya what happened because he's been my companion on so many adventures.
All right, so
I know that I can trust him.
you guys go to the shop, and the shop is gone. Shop is not there.
Are you sure you have the right spot?
Desmond, you got me
Whoa.
quite mad.
Yes,
in this
yes, the
place.
shop was right here, and now it has vanished as if it never was.
You look a little rough. Have you had a blow to the head?
Sorcery is at work, I tell you, foul sorcery!
Either
Eldritch
ways,
assassinations!
he lost a hand. I lost an arm. We are getting too tired.
Go ahead and roll. Evan, go ahead and roll your power.
Wait, his power.
Yeah.
Shit.
Oh!
Massive
Ooh.
heart attack.
And as you roll your power, you just faint. Go ahead and roll your luck. Oh, okay. Roll a 1d3.
Can I catch him?
All right, you bang your head against the concrete as you
Of course.
faint.
See, a blow to the head. I knew it.
And you take 3 points of damage. Jake, go ahead and roll your power.
Oh, please do good. Yes!
All right. So when you roll your when you look at the place where the shop was, you can almost sense this difference in reality. For a split second, you see it, almost as if something's there, but you're not meant to see it.
I still act on it. I rush over and try to figure out exactly where the door is to try to kick it in or something. Or at least open it.
Okay.
Yeah, when you touch it, you can't really touch it. It's almost like you touch like concrete. But for a split second, you almost saw through it, and you saw the shop back there.
Can I see where, like, windows used to be? Windows of the shop.
No, because everything just looks like part of the building right next door to where the shop was.
I throw a drumstick at the, at this area.
You throw a rock. All right, the rock just goes through somehow. It doesn't. It just goes through and keeps going.
The hell? I just look for more rocks and start throwing more.
I think we need to get these two to a hospital of some sort.
All right. So yeah, nothing happened. You just see the rocks vanish, and go ahead and roll sanity. Okay. So go ahead and roll a 1d2. All right, thank you. And Evan, you start recuperating and start getting up slowly. All right. So what's the plan, fellas?
Wow.
Whoa.
So that was hmm. So we went to find the Phantom building. Desmond proceeded to faint and hit his head on the cup. And Jake started throwing the box into Finnegan.
Sir Lyons! Sir Lyons! For the love of God, promise me that even if we perish, you shall persevere, that you will not abandon our mission. You must go to the island of Relay. You must stop the evil.
Oi, Bobs.
Great.
You still
I have
alive?
motivation.
Yeah, I'm still
It is
alive.
opposite term from back then.
Don't worry, friend. I shall go to the island of Relay.
Did anybody go
I'll
try
finish
to
you.
the shop front?
I did.
And I'm sorry, what happened?
I felt it, it felt like concrete, so that's why I was like trying to throw rocks at it. But somehow the rocks went through, but I could still feel it being there.
That's odd. Alright, what's this island you folks are talking about? Do we need to go there?
Yes.
Yeah, it's the island that surfaced off the coast of California when the tsunami happened.
The one next to the Channel Islands, that's a new island right over there.
Yeah, it didn't used to be there. Like the Godzilla monsters that were rampaging across the country went there.
There's some evilness there. Let's go kill it.
Okay.
Ooh, sounds like a plan.
All right. So you guys start. Well, how are you guys gonna get there? First of all.
Using the tunnels.
If only Agent Mackey were here, he would know what to do. Probably involve dynamite and violence.
Although Gramps seems to be a little off, I do suggest we do need to get more items.
Yeah,
Yes,
I don't
we
know.
should probably stock up before we're about to fight some kind of god.
If we bring dynamite, my guy can sacrifice himself at some point. Because I think that my guy's probably not going to make it. I'm at 4 of 10 health right now, actually, so I'm assuming my guy's pretty debilitated.
Yeah, your guy is pretty rough right now.
Is my guy able to walk?
Yeah, with help.
You know, I don't know if it even makes sense to bring my guy on the mission now, since he's like, or no, my guy will insist on going along.
No, I have to see this through. The culmination of my entire life. I was cast out of the university because of my knowledge of what lurks and writhes in the dark corners of the earth. And now the nightmares that haunt my every waking moment have emerged from the shadows into the light of day. Though I am maimed, I cannot do other than press on.
Can we at least go get you a Band-Aid?
Yes, that would be acceptable.
I'd like some bandages too.
Oh yeah, he lost his arm.
Yeah.
Both really messed up, actually.
What is your health like right now? Well, hold on. I got a better idea for that. But
You're more injured than I am, aren't you? Or you were before I fell.
Yeah. Actually, no. The only, we retracted the 3 damage of stepping on a rock since I spent all that luck. So I only took the 1 damage from losing an arm, somehow.
all right. 1 damage from losing a rock. We're gonna go ahead and say that the cut was completely cauterized by the time that you lost the arm.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's the plan? How are you How are you guys gonna go there? If you're gonna go there, how are you guys gonna get there?
Are we gonna go back into the tunnels again, or are we gonna try to like rouse the surviving townspeople to form a mob, or what's our plan?
I mean, if any of us are quite persuaded, we could try to get some troops. Aside from that, we should probably get some more dynamite, like you suggested.
Yeah. I only have 10 persuade, but yeah, I think we should. If anybody has
I
no
have 18
persuade,
on.
okay, yeah, let's do that. Let's try and
Let's
rouse.
do persuade someone.
We'll try to incite the surviving townspeople into a mob to accompany us to the island.
All right. So back to the tunnels then. All right.
Unless
So
they have boats.
Well,
I don't think they will.
you're gonna have to. If you want boats, you're gonna have to go look for boats. Otherwise, you just gotta tell me exactly what you want to do.
Okay, well, for starters, I think we're just going to try to round up some townsfolk and persuade them to form a mob to help us go to the island, and then we'll figure out how we're going to go there. And also, I guess we want to search the ruins of like hardware stores, like farm supply stores or whatever, and see if we can find dynamite.
Yeah. I also have a good throw, so dynamite would be good.
Yeah.
Yep, I also have a really good throw. My entire shtick is I'm good at combat. That is this character.
And I can attach dynamite to myself also, because my character's basically going to be useless after this anyway, so I might as well
What do you mean? You can get a hook for a hand. What do you mean?
I only have 26 luck
Fire as
left,
a cult
so
professor.
I had to spend like all of my luck to help Dan not bleed to death, though.
You think you're bad on luck?
Oh my.
So we're going looting.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're gonna go looting, and Sir Lion is going to try to round up the townsfolk into a mob.
I think if any character is going to be suicidal, it's going to be mine.
All right. So
I shall avenge my comrades.
Wait, I forget. Dan, what was your character's name that died? Because I think I said that he was my dear friend and colleague. At some
Oh yeah, I was. Fuck, who was I a second ago?
What was
Oh,
so
no.
what's I saying?
I've forgotten my name.
He's my closest friend. What was his name again?
Weren't you Albert? Albert?
Oh yeah, Albert, there we go.
With
his
Albert
last name?
Weatherford.
Yeah, Albert
Yeah,
Weatherford.
Weatherford.
Dr. Weatherford, I shall avenge
Professor.
Dr. Weatherford if it is the last thing that I do on this earth.
All right, you go ahead and
They were
go
close
right
friends,
ahead and
but
do that.
Weatherford actually kept his credentials.
Noblest man of science that I ever knew gave his life in the great struggle against the horrors from beyond the stars, and he shall not have died in vain.
All right.
Albert.
Man,
All right,
my drumming
so-
career is dead now. Looking at my missing arm.
We must all make sacrifices. Dear,
Wait, what's your name again?
Mauricio. Yeah.
I fear that before the day is through, we shall have to make yet more sacrifices, dear Mauricio.
Don't worry, it'll probably be Elise.
Yeah, probably.
All right. So
If it
what's the plan?
comes Dorothy, I'll jump in front.
So what do we roll to search? I guess would that be spot hit?
Yeah.
I'm sure we don't all fail our rolls.
Wow.
Of course we do. Of course.
We can't find anything.
Damnable tsunami washed away all of the supplies that might have saved us.
Wait, Dan didn't roll.
He's
Oh, sorry.
gathering moss.
Spot hidden.
No
Hopefully you
pressure.
have
It's all
some
up to
luck.
you.
High fives.
Yay!
Found a stick.
All right.
It's a
So
really strong stick. It's a stick from Jesus Cross or some bullshit.
all right. So
I
Dan,
couldn't even find his stick, so good job.
Dan, after searching for so long, you managed to find a rope. You managed to find roll a 1d5.
Okay.
One stick of dynamite.
God damn it.
You you get to find let's see what else, a one can of gasoline, and you get to find a box of matches.
Okay. To find. Okay. Let me add all this to my possessions. So I get. Okay. I get an additional dynamite. So I've got 4 dynamite. I find a box of matches. What else did I find?
A can of gasoline,
Okay, so a box of matches, a can of gasoline, and a stick line.
and a rope.
I'll add a rope. How
Yeah.
long's the rope?
As long as you want it to be, I don't care.
100 feet of rope.
That's fine.
It was used for a flagpole.
100 feet of rope.
I am not carrying anything explosive or standing by the person who is.
Well,
I volunteer
Dan is
to carry
protected from the
explosives.
explosion up to some point. He may die cooked inside of all that metal, but he is protected somewhat from the explosion.
Yeah, because we're dealing with eldritch beings, the armor won't do much most of the time. It was fair.
So, what's the plan now? With all this magical equipment you guys just found.
what else can we do? Go to the island.
Well, now it's time to form the mob. Even
Oh
though
yeah,
we
we
can't,
form one.
we can't attach dynamite to them though, because we
Yeah,
only
What are
have.
you
let's go
gonna
find
attach?
X and
One stick of dynamite to all of them?
Yeah.
I'm not planning on using the suicide people. There will be
And then
suicide
if
people
you form a
as
mob,
well.
how are you gonna bring them to the island on boats? Are you gonna go through the
I
caverns?
don't just went with them. Yeah, I was when we were doing camping.
I thought we were gonna just reuse the same caverns we just walked out of.
Okay, very well.
Yeah, I thought I was.
Just making sure. All right. So, all right, Dan. Go ahead and roll your persuade. Seems about right.
I don't succeed.
Seems about right. It might be tough to get persuaded by a guy wearing a full set of armor in 1920s to go into some sort of cave.
Or love.
I'm sure I could convince them. I mean, I'm sexy under the helmet, I promise.
So yeah, unfortunately, the mob thing doesn't seem to be working very well.
And the moon thing is not going to happen. Anybody else got high persuade? Charm, maybe.
I was gonna say, if you spend 4 luck, I'm pretty sure that could work.
It could work. But that luck could also be spent saving me from short death.
Yeah, it could.
Okay.
Who knows?
Roll.
At this point, who knows, really? Short death?
I
What's
am
that?
willing to throw myself in front of anybody. I'm willing to be a sacrificial lamb.
Nobody really
Well,
dies
we should
in this game.
I spend 4 luck to make that a success because the coin flip says so.
Look at Evan. Evan's still going strong, and he only has 4 points of health. He's stretching
I
that
somehow-
life. He's stretching that life, all right. But okay. All right. So what are you doing? Are you buying that persuade roll, or are you leaving it alone and just?
Yeah, I'm buying. The coin
Okay.
flip said I should buy it, so I'm
All right.
buying
Go ahead and roll a 1d10.
it. Okay.
Okay, you managed to
Yay.
recruit 8 people.
Please tell me they have at least pitchforks or something. Worst case, I think we do have.
No, those
we
are
could,
people
like,
that
get the
just
torches.
escaped out of the rubbles. They don't have anything.
Great.
They're willing to take up arms to defend humanity against the horrors of the unknown, whatever. Can we do another search to see if we can find guns for them?
Guns on the rubble?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, we weren't looking for that. We did find a stick of dynamite.
Sure.
We'll find-
I'm going to allow you to do another search for it.
Oh, I got a hard success.
All right.
Yay.
You find a gun that you
Alright.
get to use, remember, on your left arm.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I already have a pistol and a shotgun, so I could give the shotgun to somebody since I can't use it. And so, so that's
I don't believe I have talent with firearms. So, anybody got talent with firearms?
I mean, I'm a terrible shot with any kind of firearm, but I do have a pistol I could use. But
Wait. Well, I'm sorry. I had a phone call. What are we asking?
Anybody good with like guns?
Yes, I am.
Yay!
What types of guns are you good at?
She's gonna be your gun woman.
do you have any guns?
She's
already?
any Oakley.
I am an outdoorsman woman. I'm a hunter, so yes, I am good with handgun and rifle and shotgun.
Okay. Do you
Yeah,
have one
yeah.
already?
I do.
Okay, good. All right, so I will give the shotgun that I already have to one of the members of the mob, and then whatever the other gun that we just found is, we can give that to a member of the mob also.
Okay, so we've got, so that's 2 times. We've got 6 unarmed people.
Oh, are we doing a
Let's see.
spot hit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. We found one firearm apparently.
There, I
So-
found something.
Okay, what did you find?
Is-
Looking for weapons.
Oh, two successes.
Okay, so you both find 45s.
Farmers, okay, give them to the people.
Let's arm the crowd.
All right.
That sounds like a good idea.
So now half of our people that are going to die in the first round of combat have weapons.
Everyone else, there's torches.
Let's
As we go along.
give them torches and have them
I
collect.
can give them weapons, actually.
Oh,
I
okay.
have a few limes I can distribute.
All
Oh,
right.
right. I forgot you have tons of weapons or something.
And everyone else, pick up bits of rebar or wood or something to use as bashing implements to bash the gigantic octopus monsters that are going to tear us apart and devour us.
No wonder there only 8 people came.
Yeah.
What kind of sense pitch is that?
We're doing a very good job of selling it to these people.
Evan, go ahead and roll persuade.
I wasn't actually saying that, but okay, whatever.
Roll a 1d8.
Is this how many? Oh no! Is this
You
how many
just
people are
talked some
going to?
people out of it. Oh.
6
Really?
people leave.
Oh.
Oh god! Okay,
We
well,
only have 2 people.
the two people that stay can have shotguns and 45s.
Yeah. Can I re-persuade? Can I reel them back in?
Don't listen to that.
You
guy.
you can try to persuade on hard.
Okay, hard. Fuck.
Go ahead, roll a
That's fine.
1d2.
Oh,
Oh no! Really?
Wait, I thought he was doing that for the 6 that left.
Yeah.
One person leaves.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Oh man!
I spent that luck for nothing.
Real. I was saying. I was saying that to like the players. I wasn't actually saying that to the crowd.
Okay, but fine. If you were saying it to the players, then that's fine. Then nothing happens.
Then none of this happened and we still have people.
But next time, be careful. You gotta say that before you say it.
Everyone,
Better say double OC.
gather whatever weapons you can from the rubble. Sticks, bits of rebar.
Stones.
Anything.
Okay, so 4 of our people are in town. I'll just give 4 people in this one.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a small leaf, so 1d4 plus 2 by 1 plus damage bonus.
All right. Off to the tunnels, I guess, or are we going to try to find a boat now?
Tunnels. It's the
I think
easiest way.
tunnels. I don't think any of us can actually, like,
I'll in a boat.
drive the boat.
Okay.
We couldn't find boats last time anyways.
Okay.
Well, any way you want to. I mean, if you want to look for boats, you can. I mean, you're in a completely different place right now, like 30 minutes away from where you were before.
Oh, okay.
No, about 50 minutes away from where you were before.
You want to roll spot hit, or do you want to just go to the tunnel?
I'll trust you, sure. Why not? Let's see if we find a boat.
Oh, look at that.
We find an
Yay.
entire fleet of destroyers.
All right. Then you find a humongous yacht.
We've got the
Like-
least useful one.
Like really big sailboat.
Okay.
It's not an army boat, but it's definitely a huge sailboat that somehow, by luck, he has managed to not get destroyed. And you think that the reason why it managed to not to get destroyed on the wave is possibly because the yacht most likely it was in the ocean, and possibly as the wave came in, it went over the wave, and then the current just pushed it slowly towards the coast after the tsunami hit.
Okay. So we're really lucky. Do any of our troops know how to move a boat?
So what?
Do any of our troops know how to move a boat?
No.
Okay. Tunnels it is. We found a boat, but we can't use it.
So nobody has any ability to drive at all.
Oh, actually, would drive auto be what we use for the boat?
Yeah, you can. I will allow you to use drive auto for this.
Oh, yeah, let's do the boat. I have 90 drive auto.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because instead of a
That's
horse, I
right,
decided to
we were
use
talking
drive.
about- Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, well, a horse wouldn't be really useful.
Okay.
So I'll use a car instead.
The yacht probably has both sails and an engine. I think it does. Let me see. I think one of these yachts with engine. I'm sure they did. I'm sure there were yachts that had engines.
Okay. All right. So, are you guys taking off with the boat?
Well, I guess so.
All right.
That one would do this.
It
All
has
right.
an engine.
You guys start heading out
Apparently-
with the boat.
Apparently, electric boats were super popular from like the 1880s up until the 20s, and then they started having mostly like coal-powered engines. But yeah, it would definitely have an engine.
It's electric. So cool.
It's environmentally friendly. Which is a
Alright.
concept that is very prevalent in the current time.
You guys take off, and you slowly, you slowly head out. Finally, after, let's say, I don't know, 2 hours, you start approaching. As you approach, you hear roaring noises from these creatures, and you can possibly see them from where you're at. So go ahead and roll sanity.
Are these creatures I've seen before? Or not aware?
No.
Okay.
Okay.
So these aren't deep ones or anything.
If you pass the roll, go ahead and roll a 1d. Let's say a 1d5. If you didn't pass, go ahead and roll a 1d8.
I'm rolling as badly as possible on every single roll.
Oh, have you gone full? You've gotten full skits on. Oh no.
Yeah. So I
Evan just started looking for a way out. He's like, I gotta get out of this boat.
No!
I gotta get out of this boat. And
How much HP do you have left, Evan?
The horror! The horror!
PS4.
He is full. I can't risk hitting him.
he's got 4.
I started wildly flailing at everyone around.
He missed the roll. And Evan, go ahead and roll your luck.
So I fling myself overboard. Oh,
Oh.
All right.
I
So
succeeded.
as you roll your luck, you manage to kind of trip and fall on your butt on the floor on a corner of the boat, and you just stay over there, kind of hidden.
Oh,
All right. Nobody else lost more than 5 today, right? Or 5 at least.
No.
No.
Okay. Very well. All right. So you guys get to the island. what do you? I mean, there's an area where you guys dock that is it's got rocks, and you're able to walk on the rocks. You see in the distance Father Dagon and Mother Hydra, along with at least 100 people over there that you don't recognize, but they're all wearing hoodies.
Hoodies or robes?
Lopes.
Okay, how far away are these individuals?
How far they are?
Yeah, how far away?
I want to say about 100 yards.
100 yards. Okay. Right, so I can't get them from there. Look at me. Right, what do we do with this? And Evan's ethereal form.
We still need to drive to that thing,
What thing?
the island. For
Wait,
100 yards. Still.
Well,
We need to land.
Oh, we need to land. Okay.
go ahead and roll psychoanalysis if you want to try to wake Evan up.
So, okay, I'll
Wow. All
He
right.
just needs to slap me and tell me to get a hold of myself.
So,
Doesn't ever work, but
all right.
actually don't,
So,
because it'll probably kill me.
all right. So Evan is still on the boat. He's like not getting out of the boat. What is the rest of you gonna do?
Okay, we should probably land on the boat. How many enemies are like, on land?
So what?
Assuming the 100 guys are all going to be enemies, they're all going to be
So it's
citizens.
100.
No. I never said there were 100 guys. I said there about 100 guys. You know, they look like they're 100, but you don't know necessarily exactly how many they are.
Well, those are going to be cultists, probably. But I mean, also there's, the Godzilla-sized Dagon and Mother Hydra. Probably
Yeah,
fish,
there's also that.
probably fish people, and also maybe Cthulhu.
Do they see us yet?
Yeah, but they're not paying attention to you right now. They are all doing a. They seem to be in a almost like information, trying to do a spell to bring Cthulhu. You know, you can imagine that that's what they're doing. They're trying to summon Cthulhu.
So, at the very least, a ritual couple did we sacrificed like 2 characters and a quarter in order to stop that.
Well, you did, for all you know, you did stop Cthulhu from being able to rise by destroying the medallion at the sake of your heads.
Yeah.
So at least that. So, what do you guys want to do? I mean, you know that you have to find the area where to do the, unless you want to fight everybody, that is. But you will have to find the area to do that spell in order to sink the island and dismiss the 2 creatures.
Okay, how to find that? Do we I don't know. I guess we just
Well,
drive around the world.
we can't do the spell and hold hands because two of us don't have hands.
Well, that's a different story. I guess you will have to touch his
We have to be
shoulder.
part of it.
I guess you will have to touch his shoulder and then grab the other guy's wrists.
How about we just don't tell these 8 people that followed us onto the boat what happened, and they can stand in a circle holding hands.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Get them some.
you can do that too. That's fine.
There we go. Some sacrifices.
In what's the point on doing that exactly?
Well, the ritual gets done and one just have to die.
Oh, okay. You mean just in case you get to die again?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. So go ahead and roll spot hit and see if you can locate that circle, whatever.
Extreme success.
All right. All right. And go ahead and
Nice.
roll. Dan,
Yeah,
roll
I have
your
to
luck.
Okay.
All right. So you manage to find the circle, and you notice that the circle is not that far away from you. It's about 30 yards from where you guys are. So it'll be about 70 yards away from where the the cultists are.
How do we do this?
How do you guys want to do this?
I think sinking the island's the best idea we have.
I mean, I don't think we can take a day, to be honest. Like, at a stretch, maybe of 100 cultists. Like a big stretch. Definitely not taken. So, yeah, I think thinking about using mystical means a lot more likely to success. That's my thought.
I'm surprised that Evan hasn't proposed to send some of the guys with dynamite.
I'm still comatose, aren't I? Or like
No. But you as a player, not as a.
Oh, I mean, we also
Yeah,
only
yeah,
have
we need to
we only have one stick of dynamite.
Yeah.
No, we have four.
Oh, we do? Okay. Well,
Yeah, I already had 3 when we started this temple.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we could attach dynamite to them if you want to persuade them to sacrifice themselves.
I thought you were thinking the island through some spell.
Or alternatively, if you can get my guy up, then my guy would be willing to sacrifice himself.
Say. And you don't need to get me up.
I don't know if was the best idea. I feel like David would love to start running towards us. And considering he basically leaped over the US to get to this island, I don't think it's going to take him very long to get to us.
Yeah, I don't think 4 sticks of dynamite would really do anything to him either, since apparently the whole military shot artillery at him and it didn't do anything. I don't know. I guess our only real chance is to find whatever the area is, do the ritual, which probably involves sneaking. I don't know. I mean, we could maybe create a distraction to help with the sneaking, which could potentially involve somebody getting devoured by Dagon or sacrificing themselves.
So when we get there, how do we sink in this island?
I assume that the ritual that we're supposed to do will result in the island sinking. Probably us dying, or maybe having to run back to the boat.
Okay. So we'll use our volunteers to do the ritual. Probably.
That's a good, yeah, that works.
So we just need to get them there safely.
I mean, I could distract.
Okay, so at the location, how many people can we take?
Yeah, how many people do we need for the ritual?
Oh yeah, how many people do we need for the ritual as well?
There's not a set amount of people that has been. I mean, you couldn't
Well-
tell really because you couldn't read the spell. Remember, it was in Latin.
So wait, how are we gonna do it then if we can't read it?
Well, you already did the spell. Apparently, all you had to do was just stand on it, and you did it before with what 4 people, and somehow 4 people was enough to do the
Okay.
first spell. So
One that cut our arms off and did get rid of the island.
no, it didn't get rid of the island. It cracked the island in half. So when you look at the island right now, you will see that there's a huge crack that almost forms like a canyon in the middle of the island.
Okay.
Can we use a way just to be safe?
Get to that spot.
Let's give it the old College of Arkham College try.
So you will notice right now that out of all the people that are in that island, let's say all the cultists, about half of them are on one side of the island, and the other half are on the opposite side. The same thing with Hydra and Dagon, and the crack that is in the middle of the island. It's way too wide for regular humans to be able to jump through. You're not too sure if Dagon or Hydra will be able to jump through it, but definitely humans would, a regular human being at least, will not be able to jump through it.
So to perform this ritual, how many cultists would we think we'd have to kill?
I'm sorry?
How many cultists would we have to fend off to perform the ritual?
That can get to you probably 50. About half. About half.
These guys have like the lightning bolt spells and shit. I'm not really sure. So how should we do this? We just like park up and do it.
Let's see. So, how about I'm willing to lead 4 other people to go and try to distract the 50 island, the cultists.
You're
I'm
going
willing
to
to do this.
move the cultists somewhat.
Suicide mission to distract.
Okay, then. I'll give you a stick of dynamite for your things. Just in case.
So you're going to just kill yourself, pretty much.
Well, I'll see if I could live, but yeah, I'm not planning to like say I must live either. I mean, I'm willing to risk dying. There we go.
You're going
So,
to
yeah.
risk dying.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're just gonna run over there, and what are you bringing with you?
Stick of dynamite, some of the gasoline.
How are you bringing all the gasoline, or I mean, how would you divide it?
You can
Pour
have it against
gasoline
if you
over
want.
yourself.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take the whole tank. I'll take the tank of gasoline, as well as a stick of dynamite and some matches.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So you
So
head
the
out.
plan is-
What's everybody else gonna do while Mr. One Arm goes over there? What is everybody else gonna do?
Godspeed, Maurizio. Whether
Um,
we meet at the end of the day or in the next life, You've been a boon companion.
In heaven, I must get my other arm back.
I will try to find some place where I can kind of cover him and try to shoot anybody that tries to block him from getting there.
Yeah, you could follow like a great distance behind me.
Okay, so you start heading over there.
So while he's doing this, are we going to be trying to find a way across the chasm? Because we're trying to get to. Wait, do we know where we need to go to do the ritual?
Yeah, what do these goes before?
Just 30 feet away from where you're at. I mean, 30 yards away from where you're at.
Is it across the chasm?
Nope.
Oh, so it's on the same. Okay, so. So wait, is the spot within plain view of all the cultists?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Huh.
Hence why I'm part of the suicide mission.
Okay, because I mean, even if you like do the suicide mission, they're still going to be able to see what we're doing.
Yeah.
Nobody said you had to do it at the same exact time.
Well, yeah, but I mean, if the spot is like in plain view of all of the 100 cultists on the island, then I mean, it seems like the distraction probably won't really work. Like, we need some way to get them away from it, or to make them. I don't know. Wait, how long? Well, I guess is the ritual basically like quick? Like, I guess it basically just happened right away once we were standing on the circle. Like, do we
It
have
may
to
take a
prepare
few
anything?
minutes. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you if it's quit or not. You haven't tried it for a whole island.
Okay.
So.
Do we have to prepare anything? Like, do we have to, like,
No, you
draw
just
the-
gotta get in position and hold hands again and hold hands.
All right, well, I
But
guess let's do that, and maybe key into the volunteers and run off and.
Some of the volunteers. The other volunteers can stay and help you with the whole hand-holding thing.
Okay,
Yeah, the whole fighting as well with cultists.
okay. Dan should probably keep at least one stick of dynamite for throwing.
Yeah.
Do you want
Always
to?
got throwing weapons points.
Okay. Do you want to? Like Jake, do you want to take more dynamite maybe, or maybe like give some dynamite to the volunteers? Or...
Yeah, I thought we already gave 4 of the sticks to
Oh, we
4
did?
of the volunteers, and I have an extra stick for myself.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I missed that. Okay. Well, yeah, sounds good then.
all right.
And then Elise can like tail us and shoot from a distance, because we're gonna be the crazy ones going up close.
Yeah, I'm the melee.
Alright.
You're the crazy bastard with the bomb,
Yes.
and King's in the back with a fucking gun.
Yeah, I have no brawl, but I'm a decent shot.
Yeah, Elise could be sniper. That's the idea.
All right. So, all right. So, Jake, you start heading over there, while the group starts walking with you, pretty much to try to get to the place where the circle is. Everybody gets to the circle, and you guys just stand over there, or I'm sorry, you guys said that you were going to get the 8 people that you brought, excuse me, to stand over there in order to unsummon the island.
Well, 4 of them will, and 4 of them are gonna go.
With me.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, when the 4 people stand over there, you notice that the circle is too big for them to be able to hold their hands.
Wait, how many people?
Well, the circle is considerably bigger than last time.
So how many do you think?
Well, let's figure it out.
I swear to God, there's a number we don't have.
You need
This task is always
people.
impossible. Yeah, I tricked you. This campaign was never achievable.
No, that's too low. Let's try that again.
Hey, guess
Okay,
right,
you now
honey.
need to
You need
decide
10
what
people.
courses to join the course.
You need
Okay,
10
in
people
that case,
to close the circle.
okay, distraction plan cancelled. Everybody's doing ritual. Well, not everybody. Who's doing rituals? We've got 8 people.
We need
So
all
it's
the
Jake,
volunteers to stay
Evan,
with
and the
us.
volunteers, I guess. And I'll stay nearby trying to melee the ship that comes. Whilst Kim stays back and shoots the ship that comes.
All right, so the volunteers stay
Maybe Dan
on the
should have all
circle,
of the dynamite then.
and
Yeah, I'll take all.
so you need 2 more people besides the volunteers. So who are going to be the 2 investigators that are going to
I
gracefully
guess Evan and
provide?
Jake,
Yeah, me and
they've got the worst combat.
Okay, you and Jake.
People who should be doing the ritual are people who can actually fight better.
Very well. All right.
That's my
And
consensus. If
and
not
who's
consensus,
so is anybody
yes.
still going to the cultists, or
I think we
that
have enough
that
to-
plan got changed?
I think it's just a case of like last stand kind of thing, last week perform the ritual.
Okay, so you're just gonna perform the ritual. All right, very well. All right.
Okay, so we're just performing the ritual. Then I beat them.
Yeah, you shoot people, I stab anyone who gets close enough, and we do the ritual.
Okay.
All right. So you guys do the ritual. The ritual starts. The island starts shaking. So the moment the island starts shaking, you notice that the creatures, Father Dagon and Hydra, start looking around, wondering why is the island shaking. And they finally spot you. Hold on, give me a second. Let's make it official. Give me a moment. I'm on the wrong thing. Right here. Let's do it through here. One second, I'm looking for the character sheet. What I have, Hydra and Dagon. These guys, I swear, they just decided to hide. Did I move them? Wow, I have so many people on the grave. Oh, there we are. All right. Just a moment. I gotta click the eye on all the abilities. Oh man, roll 20. All right. Where is? All right. So they see you, and they see Jake coming. So
Nobody's going.
as they see Jake coming, they start walking towards Jake, and hold on. Jake, go ahead and roll your dodge if you so choose to.
Holy shit.
Wait, am I? Where am I?
Well, I thought you were walking with dynamite towards the crowd.
We changed.
No, we changed it.
Oh, okay.
Jake and Evan are standing in a circle doing a ritual. I'm defending them with Meg. And
Is anybody-
Jake is the one with guns.
Okay, so nobody's walking towards the cultist then.
No.
Okay,
nobody
very
is.
well.
It's just 10
All right.
doing the ritual too.
So then, Mother Hydra will just start heading towards the circle where you guys are doing the spell. All right, so everybody, please roll your power. Those of you that are in the circle, of course.
Oh, it's so good. That would be more fun.
Okay, roll power.
Oh, you all succeeded.
Okay, very
Okay,
well.
now we've got 8 people to
Nice.
individually.
But I'm sorry. So we said that
It's Jake, Evan, and the volunteers doing the ritual.
Jake and
So you said
Evan.
10.
Yeah.
All right, very well. Jake and Evan.
You told us it had to be 10. So
So, yep. Hold on just a second. All right. 6. And we're going to go ahead and do... Really? Alright, but okay, 2. Five. So one of the guys is dead. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So the plan was when something started coming this way, I was supposed to shoot them. So did I get
Yeah.
a shot opportunity or no?
So in a minute.
Giant Godzilla monsters, so it's probably not going to do anything.
I mean, we've all that before in terms of the damage. So
All right. So 3 of the cultists die with their heads cut off. And then we said, just a second, so there's a couple of 4s. So let's see. 1 cultist loses an arm, which it doesn't really matter at this point which arm. One cultist.
Same arm
I'm-
that our guy lost. So we could try to attach it.
I'm sorry. One of the guys loses an arm. Another guy loses a leg. And then we have 1, 2 that lose a hand, and then 1, 2, and 2 lose a foot. So, what that means to you is that there is 3 of your guys that do survive that are not able to walk, and or stand for that matter, and then I think we said that 1, 2, and 3 of them had died. So you have 3 dead, 3 disabled on the ground that cannot walk or move, and then the rest of them, they just lost a hand or an arm.
Okay, but the ritual's done, right? So
The rituals is getting done. Yeah, it's the island's starting to sink. So they're gonna at this time. I'm sorry, Hydra, at this time, is heading towards. Well, hold on, not yet, not done yet. Evan and Jake, go ahead and roll on 1d5.
Oh. Owen. Ah!
Well, Jake is dead.
Well, just out. Okay, man.
And Evan, I believe he loses his other hand.
Oh no!
Ah!
Yep, Evan loses the other hand that he had left.
Oh.
So the island does start sinking in right now. And Evan, go ahead and roll 1d3.
Don't worry, Evan, I'll avenge your hand.
Yeah, at this point in time, you just fall on the ground unconscious, and you are going to die because you need a hospital in order to survive for this.
Okay.
My suggestion to the ones that are alive: try to get off the island.
Dan and Kim. So, as the island starts sinking, go ahead and roll spot hidden. All right. And Dan, go ahead and roll your luck. Okay.
Holy.
Go ahead and roll 1d5. All right, 1. You notice that the shaking of the island have pushed the boat away from the island, and right now it is about 1 yard away from the island and moving away slowly.
Well, shit, I'm gonna have to take all my armor and start swimming on this.
That for 1. For 2,
Apparently, it was actually possible to swim in plate armor, or at least some guys could do it.
It is possible to swim in plate, yes, but it's difficult.
at this
Plus,
point,
the armor's got to have some drawbacks, you know?
Hydra finally starts running, and what just happened? I don't know. And and eventually catches up to you. So what's the plan? Are we fighting? Are we leaving?
Plus, if nothing else, being plate armor will be a disadvantage for swim.
Run for your lives.
Okay, so how close are the opponents? So would
I
I be
would
able to
say
take
it right
armor off
now,
and start swimming?
How close is what?
Okay, would I be able to take off like the plate then and start swimming before the cultists would get to me and start killing me?
The cultists, yes. Hydra, probably not. Mainly because you have to untie your armor. Unless you have a knife and you can start cutting the straps off.
I do have a knife.
All
I
right.
have several.
So then if you use a knife, yes, you could definitely do it.
So I could outrun Hydra if I did that.
If that's what you want to do, yes.
Okay. Alright, can you go try and get the ball?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah, let's get the ball, let's go. I take off my armor, I'm sure you want to spin. Let's go swimming.
All right. You guys get to the edge. You jump. Go ahead and roll swim.
Can I spend a buck on swim before I make this, before I find the next decision?
Apparently, I can't swim.
All right. So at this point in time, you guys have way too much stuff on yourselves, and you start like noticing that you're starting to drown slowly. I mean, not drown, but sinking in water. You're not necessarily moving anywhere. So,
Drop everything.
all right. So you dropped everything. Go ahead and roll swim again.
Yay!
All right.
Worst case, could they look for driftwood or something?
I guess I'll drop a few of the mountains.
So Dan, are you gonna roll again or?
Yeah. Just into the attention. How can I spend one?
All right. So then, unfortunately, you didn't
Can
make
I
it.
spend?
Yeah, you can spend the luck. Sure.
I spend the luck.
13 luck.
You can't take luck to believe is my return.
All right.
If I die, I'll spend the luck.
So here's a question. How do you guys want to do this? You can weather a. Well, actually, let's just do it straight up. Go ahead and roll a 1d. Let's see. I would say it will take you at least 2 turns to get to the boat. So, and then Hydra may get you. So let's figure out if Hydra is gonna get you first. So let's see. Oh, spells. Okay. So that. All right, Dan, go ahead and roll your Dutch.
Dodge.
And then we're going to do the same thing with maybe someday today. No? Alright, finally. Alright, so Kim, go ahead and roll your Dutch. Very well. All right, so you guys managed to dodge it, and the island continues to sink in. You notice that Hydra and Dagon are starting to dematerialize. Slowly, they start disappearing. You guys climb on the boat, and you manage to get on the boat. Go ahead and roll. Well, actually, before you get on the boat, go ahead and roll climb.
Okay, more luck to spend.
Oh.
Okay, Dan manages to get on the boat. Elise,
Throw me a rope.
do you want to spend the luck?
I don't have enough luck.
Oh,
Can I strength support?
Well, let me see what we can do. All right, we're gonna go ahead and say then that you will take a 1d3. Okay, 2 points of damage by swallowing water. Then I'm going to allow you to use. Let's see. How much is this? Just a second. I gotta calculate something. Alright, so go ahead and roll a 1d55.
Such one.
No, Kim, not you, Dan.
Oh, not me. Okay, Kim.
Dang. A 1.
I think that's good.
Either really good or really bad.
It's one of the extremes.
All right. So, Kim, did you roll it?
Yeah,
I did.
she
I
got a 1.
1.
Oh, 1. Okay. All right. So then we're going to go ahead and I'm going to allow you to use 10 points of luck to pass that roll with the excuse that Dan will help you get up the boat by using his strength.
Yay, Dan.
So Dan, go ahead and roll your strength. All right. So you allow her to get on the boat. Finally, the island continues to sink in, and you witness how the cultists completely drown, and Father Dagon and Mother Hydra disappear altogether. You guys, I'm assuming, get back to the U.S. any way you can, and that is the end of the campaign.
Yay.
Almost everyone died.
Well, you might as well be dead with that character, to tell you the truth, but you got lucky.
Everybody lost in Jasper, but Jim lost 2.
Everybody lost what?
Yeah. Shit, what others?
Everybody lost a character, but Kin lost 2.
Well, actually, Kim
Yeah,
lost
lost
3.
Oh yeah, in the campaign, yeah.
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 Campaign.
I like this campaign because it was very deadly, not necessarily so many enemies around to fight. But okay, so what characters do you guys want to use next?
I don't know. Is there any context for the next? Any important context for next game?
I didn't create this character.
Yes. It's going to be mainly about investigating a certain situation for what you have discovered, and fighting right off the bat probably wouldn't be a good idea, as you will be against the odds due to the numbers. So probably will be mostly investigating first, like a lot. I'm trying to figure a lot of stuff out.
Good thing I have a con then to take the place of that. Yeah, I'll probably go for Archibald Chunk's Trench.
All right, you guys figure out the characters. I will be right back.
All right. I don't know. Maybe I could be a sleazy reporter. I haven't been a sleazy reporter for a while.
No, I don't know. I've never seen your Caesar reporting.
That was one of my first characters.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the sleazy reporter who was basically, well, he wasn't really a crook, but he's like a scummy reporter who'll like write anything to make a quick buck, and also he sometimes just like would steal things.
Oh,
quote unquote
yellow
invest-
journalist.
Yeah, he's like a yellow journalist, and the first campaign, I don't remember all of it. It was like a rich woman who disappeared, and we were looking for clues in her room, and my guy was like going through her drawers looking for money. There was like a psychic woman who was like doing psychic investigation stuff, and my guy was like really cynical and like didn't take it seriously at all. He was like asking if the ghosts and ghouls knew where she kept the cash or something like that.
All right. So, are you guys ready? Who's using what? Who's using what?
Can I
So
or
Jake
actually,
is
should
dead.
I just rewrite this character sheet, or do I need a different one? I'm gonna be a reporter.
You're gonna be a reporter. I
Yeah.
well, if you you don't have another character, or
Well, I mean, I have Eric Mackey, but I don't know if I want to use that. I mean, I guess I could.
do you need a character sheet? Or you don't
Yeah.
have one?
Well, I mean, if I'm gonna make the new guy, then yeah, I need one.
Yeah, you have a character sheet assigned to you. Odie Dripu. I can bring him
Okay.
down for you. Just rename him, and for starters, you can just start using that guy until you finish
Okay.
him. Then just change the name or whatever you want.
I'm gonna be Ollie Wilcox.
Did you just come up with that on the spot?
Yeah, well, Ollie. I can't remember where the name Ollie came from. It was from some like 1940s movie. It was Ollie the Bag Boy.
I'm sorry, I take like 5 to 10 minutes to come up with a name.
Who are you,
What the fuck?
Dan? Are you still the Tin Man?
Well, I don't know if Tin Man would fit in for investigation, so I'll probably go for Archibald Schember's Trench. Occupation, everything.
So who do you want to be? Angus Trench?
Yeah. Archibald Trench.
What city
Jones.
is What city are we in?
Arkham. Archibald Trench. Okay.
Yeah, Archibald Schember's Trench. He's a slightly younger Asian man.
Alright, so we don't need Relithus over there anymore. And what is
Oh, did
this?
Relithus quit?
Yep.
Yeah, he did, because he fell asleep in the previous one and doesn't watch full sleeping sessions.
Ah,
Or something along those lines.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Alright, and we have this character's dance. We're gonna move it up there.
So basically, it doesn't fit in his sleep schedule.
What about you, Jake?
Moonstone.
Moonstone Pedro Luna.
Yeah.
Alright. And Kim, who are you using?
I need another backup. This one isn't really good for investigation, I don't think.
Alright.
So I need to make one.
Alright.
Does the journalist need a secretary?
Yeah, sure.
Let's see what not.
Alright.
So my guy's like a sleazy yellow journalist who makes
I'm a con man who's got every degree ever.
While I
And has
actually do all
performed
the
in
work
every
for you?
job ever.
Well, I mean, you can. I don't know. I mean, my guy's pretty active about making shit up, and also chasing ambulances, doing whatever sort of trashy tabloid journalist thing he can do.
Alright, so there you're at. So remember to rename your characters, put your name right next to the whatever name you come up with. In
My guy probably doesn't pay you very well, or he's not very good about paying you because he's like constantly like skirting the edge of poverty.
That's alright, I'm probably cooking the books anyway.
so
Sounds good.
due to your professions, the government, specifically the FBI, has decided to contact you, and and they have sent you an invitation to meet at their headquarters, as they want to talk to you about a very important and dire situation that is up hand. Those are all the details you get. They don't tell you anything else. The well, besides the date and the time of the meeting, of course. The date will be that in 2 days, which let's say that you received the letter on a Monday, so on a Wednesday it will be the date at 9 o'clock in the morning at the FBI headquarters. Please
Okay.
have the utmost discretion and do not reveal any information to anyone at all. So, you guys get to the headquarters. Once you get there, they there's a lady, an assistant, that welcomes you and thanks you for coming. That it was very, very important, and that they feel very lucky that you arrived. And in that, and she walks you into a room. The room is empty, is not necessarily too big. It's a room without windows. You all barely fit in there, much less more people, so you don't really know exactly how anybody else is going to fit in that room. At the same time, there is an oversized table that is occupying most of the space in the room with only 3 chairs. And a fan that is blowing towards one of the walls. The temperature seems to be a little too hot, as there is no air conditioning over there. It seems to be summer. And the guy that brought you in was, I mean, the woman that allows you in, you notice that she was profusely sweating. Finally, moments later, a gentleman opens the door. He's wearing dress pants, a shirt, which is kind of unbuttoned at the top. He's, he's sweating. He has marks under his arms, in his back, and his chest of sweat. You can see the sweat on his face. His tie is completely undone in towards one of the sides. He's smoking a cigarette, which when you see it, you can only think about how much heat that cigarette could possibly be generating, and what a bad time could that be to be doing that just for the heat. Tells you, gentlemen, my name is Agent John McKay, and not to be confused with Mackie. Those are some crazy guys. There's a whole family of them that are on the force, but my name is John McKay, and I just been appointed to talk to you, and by the captain, and he was given the order from the president. So for the longest times, and he has a folder in his hand. For the longest times, we've been investigating some sort of anomaly that has taken over. There have been certain disappearances, mostly always women. Somehow they continue disappearing over and over and over. I don't know if you guys remember, but back in 1915, there were rumors that in one of the towns, let me see, what town will that be? Just a second. Well. If this loads up a little faster. Let's say that in Montana, there were sightings about actually no, not in Montana, I'm sorry. Let's do in Washington. Montana, Washington. Actually, Montana's fine. In Montana, there were sightings of something that seemed to have fallen off the sky. Investigations were done, and nobody found much of anything. And somehow, most of the people that were sent to investigate continued disappearing. We sent several men and women. From time to time, we continue finding the bodies of the men that we sent, but we never really found the bodies of the women, which is very strange. We don't know exactly what could be going on. However, what we do know is that there have been sightings in that area of I don't have a better way to call them than humanoid creatures. And I say humanoid because some people have seen them, and they don't necessarily look just like humans like we do. They do look up to some point. However, they seem to have wings. They seem to have um, an exoskeleton that is not that it doesn't have skin, but it's more of an armor type, much like a crab will have, or like a bee or a wasp. Um, Actually, the perfect way to explain it, based on what I was told, is that it's like a man and a wasp had kids, and that's what it came out. There are no images. Nobody that has able to see them have been able to pinpoint exactly where they are, as uh, a lot of the people that have seen them have perished, and those who haven't perished, they didn't see them on just one spot. They saw them moving, and the people were hiding when that happened, and they managed to escape. So we would like you to investigate, see what's going on, and see if you can figure it out. What is there, what is it that they want. Maybe you can get rid of them, which will be the best. If not, find out exactly what we need to get rid of them. As they seem to be opposing a threat to humanity, considering that most of the people that are able to witness the moment that they are seen, they are never seen again. Do you have any questions?
Yeah. What are you? What's the pay for this job?
Well, um, I think it really depends on what information you manage to come up with, and if you manage to keep your life or not. So, I want to say that we will be willing to pay for all the information, provided that you tell us exactly how to get rid of them, what we need to do. We can give you, I will be willing to give you $1,000 per person.
Do we get any of that up front?
No.
We're gonna need supplies.
We can give you supplies.
So why are you
Previously,
hiring
we
random-
have had
random people?
instances. Previously, we have had instances where we have paid. However, the payees decided that it was going to be a good idea to scam the government, and whether take off with the money
Or
or
scam. Who would do
just
something like that?
come up with silly ideas, and not necessarily go there to investigate, or go there just to waste time, and just tell us what we already knew, or in some cases stuff that was completely made up. And therefore we have decided that we're just not going to go that route anymore. We prefer to pay after the job is done. Besides, if we give you money, chances are that, depending what you do, you might not even end up coming back anyway, so it will be money wasted. But if you survive, you make $1,000. Actually, I tell you what, not only you make $1,000, but I will make you so special as to never have to pay taxes ever again.
They can do that. Okay. Yeah.
All right, it's a deal.
I already evade my tax. That's great. I mean,
I
Yeah.
am not the. I
that
am
sounds
not
good.
the.
Should we
I,
kind of-
he tells you, I am not the IRS, so I don't care what you do with your taxes. But yes, go ahead.
Cool. So where exactly are we going?
You will go to Montana. I will show you where you're going right now. Where's Montana? Let's see. Just a second. Is he gonna let me put it here or what? No?
Hmm?
Paste? Why can't I just paste it? Okay, I guess I can't paste it. Alright, so let's put it in Discord. Alright, so that's the image, and pretty much over there in that area where it says Flathead National Forest, around those mountains over there is where we have accounts of these creatures being sighted. As I'm sure you know, the FBI is in the government. Per order of the President of the United States, have decided that we want to keep this under wraps, as we don't know yet what we're dealing with, and we hope that we can deal with the situation before anything gets out of control. Do you have any other questions?
Hmm.
You guys got anything?
What exactly are we dealing with? Or do you not have any information whatsoever on them?
Well, unfortunately, we haven't been able to officially seen or capture anything. So therefore, I can't really tell you anything other than the information from the accounts that we have for what it's been seen. We've been
Okay, what
told
are
that
the rules and engagement?
there's men and women, or creatures as tall as a man, as a regular man, that are supposed to have man and women features, that they seem to look like wasps, like a wasp type of man and a wasp type of woman. I'm not.
And I roll a cold to see if that reminds me of something.
Yeah,
Can I also roll a call? I've got absolutely no special
yeah, you
skill.
can roll. Oh,
I may have picked something up from my
look
constant
at Jake.
something.
Look at Jake.
It's 70.
I'm an occultist, so.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Okay, Jake, give me just a second.
Yeah, remember Ignacio Luna, Fire Moon, or something like that?
Hmm.
Moonfire. kind of same idea.
Okay.
Trying to see if I get an image of a.
I'm trying to come up with a picture of my character.
There we go. You will imagine something like this.
Ew, okay. What people?
Okay.
That's you remember to have read about creatures that have been seen in an old book, but that was a long time ago, and you don't necessarily have any particular information from that. But ultimately, that's what they remind you of.
Do I at least remember the name of it?
No, just wasp people, or we can call them wasp people, I guess, for right now.
Okay.
So, do you guys have any other questions? He says.
I don't believe so. So we're about to run if we're confronted with these creatures.
Well, I wouldn't necessarily advise you to confront anyone as of yet until you know exactly what you're doing. And if there are such creatures, for one. For two, if there are, maybe gather some information and find out exactly what is it that they're all about. And maybe find out exactly what's going on. I mean, I'm not a genius, he says, but in my history of seeing bees normally they're not alone, or even wasps, they're normally not alone. There's normally many of them. So I wouldn't necessarily advise you to maybe go fight all of them. And that's probably the reason why we're trying to send a group of people instead of just going with the army in there to fight what we don't even know what we're fighting. So
Why
maybe...
are you sending FBI agents?
Well,
Like
no,
those
the
magic
FBI
things.
agents are a little too valuable
It's
to
not
us for us to
conscious.
send them out at this time. The FBI agents seem too valuable for us to send them. So, if you have any, if you want, you're more than welcome to do some whatever research you need before you leave. You can also go and investigate, and if you find anything out, you can do more research. And then by all means, after you find out whatever you need to find out, you're more than welcome to deal with the problem. If you have an issue that you need help with, you can contact us and we'll be happy to deal with the problem for you, provided that is something that gets approved by the director and the president. We are more than forthcoming for as long as we can keep things under wrap.
What you're saying is I won't be able to spin any yarns about wasp creatures preying on housewives or any daring do that I might do over the course of this job.
Yes, that is 100% what I am saying.
To be fair, we'll be tortured and killed if you find him.
I guess for $1,000. It's worth
in
it.
your somber sorrow, you decided to shoot yourself 47 times in
Yeah.
the office.
And that'll be the
Okay.
end of the campaign.